It is Tuesday, March 16th, and it is time to check our bell work. So remember, you're making corrections, and remember your answers, yes, should always be in simplest form. So I did what I did yesterday. I have, this should actually be addition. Oh, I forgot to change the sign. I'm finding all of these things in our bell work, sorry. So let's make this one addition. We'll make our second one addition. And if you just did subtraction, or you just said, oh, Ms. Tremblay made a typo and skipped it, you can solve it as addition. Okay, anywho, the first one, I have two fractions I want to subtract, and remember when you're subtracting, you need to have the same denominator. So when I look at 4 and 5, I can't multiply 4 by something to get 5. So I'm going to multiply each fraction by the opposite denominator over itself. So my new problem would be 3 and 16/20 minus 1 and 15/20. And I like when that happens because we can do 16 minus 15, right? So 16/20 minus 15/20 would give us 1/20, and 3 minus 1 is 2. So 2 and 1/20 is what you should have. Now to solve this as addition, we already changed it around, right? So now we'd have 3 and 16/20 plus 1 and 15/20. Which would give us 3 plus 1 is 4. And 16 plus 15, when I solve this one, I think about 15 plus 15 is 30. And then 16 is one more, so that would be 31/20. And that's improper, right? So 31/20. 20 goes into 31 one time. And to get from 20 to 31, I know that 20 plus 11 is 31, and my denominator stays. So 31/20 is the same as 1 and 11/20. Now I can put the 4 together with that to get my final answer, which would be 4 plus 1 is 5 and 11/20. All right, number 3, same digits, but now we want to multiply them. So what we need to do is we need to change these to improper fractions. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 4 is 19/5 times 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7/4. All right, when I look at this, I don't see anything that I can cross simplify. So we have to get to multiplying. All right, 19 times 7. Now we had learned the break apart strategy, so we can break this 19 apart into 10 and 9. And you could do 10 times 7 plus 9 times 7. So 10 times 7 is 70, and 9 times 7 is 63. Now we can add those together. 0 plus 3 is 3, 7 plus 6 is 13, so we get 133, and 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, so now we have to figure out how many 20s there are in 133. We can count by 20s and see how close to get. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, and I know 140 would be too many. So it just took me 6 20s to get up to 120. And what's left over from 120 to 133? Well, 120 plus 13 is 133. And my denominator doesn't change. So 6 and 13/20 is what you should have. All right, on to division. I have 1/8 divided by 7. So that would mean like I'd have 1/8 of a cake left, and we want to share that between 7 people. How much of the cake would each person get? Well, a really teeny tiny piece, right? So in order to solve this, we can do 1/8 times 1/7, which is the reciprocal of 7. And 1 times 1 is 1, and 8 times 7 is 56, and each person will get 1/56 of the cake. This, I have 8 divided by 1/7. I want to know how many 1/7 there are in 8. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be more than 8 in there because when you divide by a number less than 1, you get more than what you started with. So for this, I can multiply 8 by the reciprocal of 1/7, which would be 7 over 1. And because 8 doesn't have a denominator, I can just keep it 7. 8 times 7 is 56. That is more than 8. And again, that happens when you divide because when you divide by something less than 1, you grow your quotient. All right, for number 6, 8 divided by 7 is the same thing as 8 times 1/7, which is equal to 8/7, which is equal to 1 and 1/7. All right, last one for today. 3/5, so that looks like this, of the 5th graders are planning to play an instrument next year. I don't know if this is true, I just made it up. 2/3 of the students that plan to play an instrument are planning to play a stringed instrument orchestra. What fraction of the 5th graders are planning to play a stringed instrument? Write and solve an equation. So this is saying 3/5 are planning to play an instrument, and then 2/3 of those are planning to play a stringed instrument. So when I just said 2/3 of 3/5, hopefully that word of triggered an operation in your head. If not, remembering seeing the patterns of when we find a part of a part, that's multiplication. So this should be multiplication. We're taking 2/3 of 3/5. So you can write 2/3 times 3/5, or you can write 3/5 times 2/3. Commutative property doesn't matter. I can cross simplify here. 3 goes into 3 once. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. So 2/5 of the 5th graders are planning to play a stringed instrument. Again, I don't know if that's true or not. I played the violin and it was pretty awesome, so I highly recommend it. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.